Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Great War mod. Last time around we had the Battle of Nancy, May 1915, where we won over the German Empire and we were able to take Strasbourg and claim our first region. Now I was hoping to give it over to the French, but they did not want it, even when I gave it for free. Now it could have something to do with the fact that I looted the place. So, unfortunately, I'm going in and repairing the place, and then, once it's repaired, we'll hand it over to the French. I'm guessing this is a French victory region. I imagine they would have this region back, wouldn't they? Anyways, we've got a German army coming close, so we could have a fight there. Also, since we now have got the trench warfare doctrine, we are recruiting troops. This army recruiting right here, and the Scots that I'm recruiting right here, are to replace this force here, which no longer holds up to the current standard. They, of course, have the old caps on and stuff like that. So we're going to get the new troops. We're recruiting some cavalry up here at the front. So we're going to set that around, and once the barracks, the medium barracks are done, we should be able to get the colonial troops, so the troops for the empire. So we'll get the Australians, the New Zealanders, the Canadians, and we'll be sending them off to fight the Ottomans. Some of our own as well, but I imagine quite a colourful army with as many different nationalities as possible. Or maybe I'll just make it entirely out of Australians and New Zealanders, and we'll send the Canadians somewhere else. Anyways, that's what's going on right now. At the same time, we've gone down to the Mediterranean. What I've gone ahead and noticed, actually, I'm gonna send one of the cargo ships here actually to take the copper from Tunisia, just because I noted through the trade that copper is at 56, same as oil, and then coal is at 60. So I can take copper just as well as oil. Why go all the way to the Caucasus to get the oil when I can go to Tunisia and get the copper? Now the fleet is stationed here right now. It's going to be moving up through the strait here, the Sea of Marmara. We're going to move through there and see about dealing with the Ottoman Navy and then blocking the port. And then the secondary cargo ship is going to take the coal from the Suez Canal. And so, because coal is of course the highest rated commodity right now, that will do very well. In fact, currently we have 2 ships stationed on oil. What if I move one over and set it on coal instead? Maybe we'll be able to make more money that way. Now, of course, the price of oil is also dependent upon the fact that we are trading in it. So removing one ship will increase the price of oil as well. But yeah, that's we'll figure something out there. In terms of that, oh yes, in terms of the Navy as well, I detached a smaller squadron of 4 ships of light cruisers, 2 light cruisers, 2 armored cruisers, going up to check here, see if the Italian Navy has gone out and done something over here against the Austro-Hungarians, so we'll see what happens there. But you have an idea what the plan is right now. Handing over this region, dealing with supremacy in the Mediterranean and trade, and then building up our forces, modernizing the troops we have, the expeditionary force we have here in France, in Germany, and then later on building the troops that are going to go to Constantinople. With that said, I have no more moves to make, so let's go ahead and end turn and anticipate the German attack over the river to attack us. Right, with that said, let's go ahead and end turn, shall we? Blast! The Italians have done nothing to impede the Austro-Hungarian Navy. Not that it's a very sizable force. They do have 1 dreadnought battleship, but then it's battle cruisers, pre-dreadnoughts, some armored cruisers, and a destroyer, and then they had 2 cargo ships. But compared to my force, which is just light cruisers and armored cruisers, we don't really stand a chance against this force, so I will go ahead and retreat and hopefully avoid. Looks like that's not going to be the case. We're going to have to fight it. We're going to go down fighting. I'm going to try and inflict as much damage on these as possible, and then the main fleet has to come in and end them properly, and then I guess we make a priority to bottling up the Austro-Hungarians, something that I would hope the Italians to do. Also, we have to then go back with the fleet to repair it before hitting the Ottomans, so the entire operation is slowed down because of this, but what can you do? What can you do? With that said, let's go ahead and fight the last man. And there we are. Currently, yes, we just started coming under attack here. I was hoping that the Austro-Hungarian fleet would sail straight into us, like the AI often does, and that I could then shoot them up. You know what? They have actually lost. He's lost about half his cannons, and quite a bit of crew as well. Unfortunately, he, you know, outranges us quite a bit. We'll have to go, you know what? We'll have to go straight into them in any hopes of closing the distance to be able to get some shots off. I think we have a pretty good chance of actually making some damage here, just because their fleet, the Italians have actually done a number on these guys. Most ships have lost at least half their guns and lots of crew. If I'd sent the proper fleet up here, we could have done quite a bit of work on them. Let's see, am I within range to fire upon them? Currently, the flagship, as it were, the Tegethoff, whatever, is actually blocking. It's actually blocking the rest of the fleet from advancing. We should actually be able to target here. Yeah, we are starting to fire back. We can actually do quite a bit of nice damage here. We're gonna make sure that we concentrate on their admiral. Could possibly sink some of these Austrian ships. Had I known this, I definitely detached a bigger squadron to deal with this, and we could have actually sunk these this navy with ease. But I wish so much that, you know, there was some way you could scout sea lanes and stuff. Like the aircrafts could go over sea, but I mean, I don't know how you would even do something like that. But it's a bit. I guess I could have sent like a single ship to check out if the Austro-Hungarian fleet was still operational. Okay, so we've got one ship here is sinking. It's listing pretty heavily, and it's gone. At the same time, though, their flagship has surrendered. It's actually surrendered. The thing is, I'm not going to win the battle. Enemy admiral was killed. It's on fire. I think they're leaving that ship then. Thing is also, of course, I imagine their guns hit... have a... like, it's a heavier hit. We managed to... assassinate their admiral. Secondary ship sinks. We're hitting this one pretty good. There's so many more of these ships coming at us. Want to make sure. I think we're gonna turn around. This one's doing a turnaround, so we're gonna do a turnaround, and we're gonna kind of keep in this area because I can kind of hide behind the sinking ships a little bit. I also really want to make sure that this one actually goes 100% down beneath the waves, because I don't want to fight him anymore. Oh, this one's routing. What's this? You're completely gone now? Right. Turning around. Oh, it's the cargo ships, that's why. That's why they're giving up. Being able to take out the Austro-Hungarian ships of whatever caliber. Actually, we're getting hit on by the main fleet, while our guns are trained on these crap ships that aren't really gonna do anything. Actually, I faced a wave. We've got 11 guns on this side and only 7 on that. 12, 14. We actually faced the wrong side. We kind of need to turn around again, just because we've got more guns on the other side. Oh, now he's only got 8 there. Ooh! Massive explosion. That could have been dangerous for the commander's ship, or the commandeur's ship. But then we can surely say that at least one of the Austro-Hungarian ships sunk. If we keep in the fight for a little bit longer, this one's gonna explode as well. Holy shit. No surprise there, given the barrage that the Austro-Hungarians were able to lay on us. I kind of want to focus on this one. And we've got a small destroyer coming in. Since he's that close, I want to wait so we can focus the fire on him. And then going really close here. 7 guns. I don't know how many he has left. We're about to run into this one. Well, it's good because this ship is kinda covering us. There we go. The Admiral's ship just exploded. I'd say heroic effort by the Royal Navy at this point. Ooh, massive barrage. And the second barrage coming in. There's no hull on one of the sides of this ship. Any second now, this ship... Oh, it's on fire. It's sinking. It's gone. It's all over. No surprise the enemy deployed a much larger fleet. But we put up a great fight. And the fact that the biggest ship in the Austrian arsenal got blown up. That says something at least. Close defeat still. Not good at all. Apparently 2 of our ships remain, but I think they're because they're gonna sink anyways, but I guess it counts as them surviving. Scuttle, I can scuttle the ships. And I can add crew. Anyways, they deployed 10 ships against our 4. They lost 3, while we lost 2. We're gonna lose 4, but it's good that we managed to take out 3 of theirs. That's pretty darn nice. Shame about all these ships, though. Fortunately, we're gonna lose a lot of them. Ships sunk, but the Germans stay on their side of the river, so we've got that going for it at least. Ancillary gain, dead parrot, morale in battles for the main admiral, that's great. A sea monster, U-28 sea monster. German submarine contained Yeah, you can read this if you want. Something about sea monster. Never heard this one. There's a lot of interesting of these. I don't know if you call it event, but these historical whatever you want to call it. No, I can't find a name for it. Anyways, sea monster. Well, that's great. That we are not the only one that's suffering from attacks at sea. Let's go ahead and claim the copper first. And then, the Belgians are closing in. What if I give Strasbourg to the Belgians instead? I'm sure they would accept it, if the French don't. Although, the French army is a lot larger, so I would still prefer if they took it. Let's go ahead and see. A straight, just handover. Unfortunately, this offer is not acceptable. Because I am a piece of what if I give you radio equipment and press censorship? Gift received. Nice. Wonderful. Now it is in French hands. Oh yeah, that means that I can't... I should have waited until I bloody recruited the cavalry. We're gonna make sure just that the Germans don't come over the river and take this, but hopefully the French will come in and fill the void here. I'll be stationed close by. Norse raiders on the way? What is Denmark doing? I'm wondering if this is the same thing that happened in my German campaign, where the Danish fleet just comes, sits outside here. I don't know why. They're not allied with the Germans, are they? Might have to invade them again, just like we did in the Napoleonic Wars. Who knows? Anyways, let's go ahead and deal with this Austrian navy. At the same time, you'll head to the Suez Canal. Ta-da! Now we get a lot of money. We're up to 7,674. That's plenty to build factories in the home region and also make a really spectacular army to send against our enemies. Currently, oil is the most highly rated commodity, where we've got, let's see, quite a bit of copper from Africa, oil from Africa, then we've got the coal from the Suez Canal, and some copper from India, apparently. Right. Anyways, main fleet, with his dead parrot, will attack and destroy the Austro-Hungarian fleet. The battle cruiser and the rest of this pitiful fleet will be sunk within seconds. Forward we go into victory. I've split my fleet into groups of 3, but because of miscommunication with the admiral ship and the rest of his group, he actually started his engines before they did, and that's why he's so far apart from the other 2. But as we move here, the entire fleet is now moving into range. Same kind of problem seemed to have happened with the Austro-Hungarian fleet, where the battle cruiser is way ahead of the rest of the fleet, charging almost suicidal straight in to the rest of our fleet. Could be that, you know, damage from the last fight, plus miscommunication and the fact that they didn't think there would be any more British ships in the area meant that they ran into us this way. Anyways, he's getting torn up by all the concentrated fire coming his way, and so is the rest of his fleet. He's absolutely getting crushed here. And now he's being shot at from both sides. The amount of shot going in is kind of incredible. And the fact that the ship hasn't just entirely exploded is also quite amazing. Now he gets a little bit of a respite because we are actually no longer firing from both sides on the bastard. But there you have that. I'm surprised he still is able to go anywhere. 15 crew. It's about to take a full broadside there again. Might be able to take one from this. The Admiral was now killed. He got another shot in there. Surprised that he now finally has actually surrendered. I got carried away shooting at that guy, so the main two battle groups here are actually out of line with the rest of it. So now it's the two ones in the back, which are quite a bit smaller ships, at least the ones here in the back, armored cruisers, with just one pre-dreadnought leading the way, and then 3 pre-dreadnoughts, 3 pre-dreadnoughts, the battle cruiser, and 2 pre-dreadnoughts. It's kind of loud, isn't it? I wonder, what have I put? I might have to put the effect a little bit lower, because it's so loud, isn't it? This ship's going straight in among the Austro-Hungarian ships, and quite quickly, one by one, they're just, completely overtaken by the boldness of the Royal Navy, and surrendering one by one very quickly. We've got 3 additional ships here surrendering, and I imagine it's going to continue like this. Now, do a spin around the fleet, and then you guys are going to do a spin around it that way, and you are heading this way, you are heading that way. Even more ships that are surrendering. We still have 2 putting up a fight, but it's, as they say, all ogre for these guys. That one's about to explode. Right, now it's a single one. It's a single ship. The Kaiserin Elisabeth. It's the only ship. It's an armored cruiser. It's the only one still actually in the fight. All the other ships have surrendered. Let's see if we can't get some kind of concentration going on that ship. You should actually start turning around as well. And there we go. They're all taken. They're all overtaken. I want to make sure that there's no one's routing or anything. They shouldn't be able to get anywhere given the points they spent to get here. But I want to just make sure we don't have to deal with any of this anymore. And it's safe to say that we have won this fight. Here's the result of that fight. The enemy deployed 7 ships against our 12. We apparently only killed 1 and they only lost 1, but as we know, we got rid of all of them. no, single one of their ships is standing upright. Or floating, I should say. They're all sunk right next to the ones that we lost. Let's make sure that there's no more Austrian ships at all, and then I might detach some of our ships just to go ahead and deal with... They do actually have 2 ports, don't they? And I should apologize to the Italians for saying that they didn't do anything. Clearly they had done quite a bit of work on the Austrian fleet before we got there. But yeah, not enough, clearly. We're gonna go up, check this, but then the fleet, main part of the fleet is gonna have to go back to repair over here before we go against the last hurdle, which is the fleet around Constantinople. With this, I guess we can squeeze in one more turn. I know the first episodes in this series were quite long, but my goal is trying to aim for about 30 minutes. I think we can squeeze one in, right? We can. I want to know what's up here, so once more, let's end turn. Interesting. It's a complete naval episode. I was worried moving this close without any support. Interesting though, it is cargo ship. It's cargo ship versus cargo ship. I think I'm gonna withdraw. I'm not gonna risk it. He does follow. Right then, it's cargo ship versus cargo ship. 2 merchant ships meeting off the coast of Egypt. With that said, let's, I guess, go into this fight. I'm thinking the key thing here is to get the first shot off. Because then... Oh, this one has already lost cannons, apparently. No. It is the same for both ships. Apparently has more crew, though. Interesting. Here we go, we managed to get the first shot off on him. He managed to shoot back with the front cannons, but of course I'm able to lay the broadside, as it were, onto him. So that's 14 cannons versus his 2. Which I should say gives us the advantage. We haven't done much damage, though. I would like to take out some of his guns. Once he fires as he gets close, that could be very nasty. Oh! What were they carrying? Ammunition? It's a single shot! God! Did you... A single shot fired by the ship. Damn! Holy crap. Single shot. Fired like a laser beam. Detonate. Whatever they were carrying. I guess ammunition. The entire thing just flew up in the air. Well, that's what you get for trying to attack my fleet. Hopefully, this sets a trend of how we will be dealing in the future with the Ottoman Navy. Quite spectacular. Single shot fired and detonate the entire thing. Wonderful. Hopefully there's no more Ottoman ships coming in. But then again, seemingly this ship is firing special ammo. And there we are for the end turn. No more Ottoman fleet turned up. I guess we'll wait a little bit until the main fleet comes over to take a look at it. Because we do have a bit of a fleet here. That I would need quite a bit of ships actually to put in. I'm gonna go all the way up to check this one as well. Clearly, these guys are not gonna go out though to fight us. So I think that's okay. We got Scottish troops, Highlanders and sappers in England being recruited for the replacement. We have an opera house in London and the attack of the dead men. So that's what's going on up in Russia. The Russians are actually turning it around as they have actually pushed into German territory, taking all of Prussia, east and west. Let's see, are they gonna go ahead and take Warsaw, Poland as well? I kind of was thinking I could have gone through, sent an army and liberated Poland. Could be an interesting thing to do, but we'll see. The Norsemen just outside of Portsmouth. You know what I mean? I don't know why that was difficult to say today. Anyways, a complete naval episode then for this. French have not yet gone up to actually take complete control of this area, but hopefully they'll do that pretty darn soon. And not dragging this episode out any longer. We know where we're going and we know where we are. So I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.